So we're going to be talking about passive verb endings, and before we were talking about active verbs, and now we're switching on to passive, which will be including be, being, having been, and we'll be talking about present, imperfect, and future tenses. In active voice, these are the normal endings that we've already seen. ost, mus, tis, nt. However, once you switch to passive voice, the endings are going to change to or, are, ris, ter, mer, mini, and unter. They still mean the same thing. They're still the same tense, but the endings are changing because we are in a different voice. And in present, it's going to translate to am, is, are, depending on the number, being blanked. So here are some examples of how present tense is used. As you can see, amor is that we're using the passive endings, so instead of it being amo, which means I love, it changed to I am loved and amor. And it will be the same with all the other endings. There will be no difference, and regardless of conjugation, it will be the same. So like Lego is a third conjugation verb, however, the same rules apply. In imperfect, before you add your passive endings, if it's a first and second conjugation verb, you'll add ba, or if it's a third and fourth conjugation, you'll add eba. When translating this, it will turn into was or were being blanked. Using the same verbs as we did before, we can see the imperfect passive versions of our verbs. So from amor in the present, we can see amabar, which will translate to I was being loved. As you can see, even though we added ba, all the endings are still the same. Ammo, being a first conjugation verb, uses only ba. However, Lego, which is a third conjugation verb, uses eba instead. And finally, in future, just like in imperfect, you add a tense before you add your endings. In this case, for first and second conjugation, you add bi or bo, be, bu, depending on your pronoun, and then e with a long mar or a for third and fourth conjugation. And this translates as will be blanked. So in first conjugation, you'll notice that we're using bo, be, bi, and bu. And it will translate like amo will be I will be loved. So it's a little bit different, that not everything is the same exact tense sign. In the first person, it's going to be bo. In second person, it's going to be be. And in third, it's bi. And in the plural, it'll be bi, and then bu. In third conjugation and fourth, we're no longer using any sort of b's. We're switching to e with a long mark and a. In our first person singular, it will be an a. In the second person singular, it will be an e with a long mark, which can be easily confused with imperfect second person singular, so watch out for that. And the rest will be e.